Yeah, off we go. What could possibly go wrong? We boarded the SS Thunder of the Apcar shipping line on its way to Hong Kong via Singapore. But the smokestacks barely had time to steam off their morning dew before we were approaching Chittagong to pick up more laborers. We made a full stop. We can actually hide. I didn't know that was an option. We can become stowaways. Nah, we disembarked and made our way into town. We know there's going to be a market there, so our possessions can be sold. There we go, we can actually make money. Excellent. Give me the leather gloves. That's because you have a complete set, right? Oh, they're actually quite valuable. Okay, we'll sell those. Dates and figs. Engineer set. What's the engineer set? I think I'm okay with this. Time goes by so fast in a city. Explore. This might be a mistake. Chittagong had been under British control for over 100 years, but still I felt the hostility of the Bengalis as they fetched our bags, served us tea and smiled. Monsieur Fogg remained characteristically ignorant of their anger. It had probably not occurred to him that his porters were even capable of such feelings. It was an odd sensation to be hated so impersonally, and so I took pains to be courteous to the natives of the city, but it had little effect on the tamped-down rage nestled in the corners of their mouths. More prosaically, we had been instructed to visit the visa office. Okay, so I hired a mechanical palanquin. And I was quite happily enjoying the tour when a thundering explosion rocked the city to the west. The streets flooded with soldiers and citizens, roiling in an uneasy mass. I leapt out of the palanquin. Realizing I would be swifter on foot, considering the thronged streets. Everyone's eyes were fixed on the spiral of smoke rising above the police armory, which seemed to be the center of the disturbance, but about which I wished to see as little as I could. The people around me began to scream their support, and hundreds of white leaflets fell from the sky. I seized a leaflet, conveniently printed in both English and Bengali. The revolutionaries declared themselves to be the Indian Republican Army and announced their intention to seize the police armory, but also disrupt the railway and telegraph office. The oil smoke in the air and continuous explosions indicated the success of their mission. It seems the revolutionaries had effectively cut off Chittagong. We were trapped. And the city would, I feared, soon be ablaze. Relationship with Fogg has deteriorated. Our character is now zestful. Someone tell Blue Zest about this. We are now zestful. We've done the right thing, I guess. This was supposed to be a nice, happy vacation. Yeah, TARDIS, I suppose, but you know, sometimes things happen. And by the way, Fogg's health is down to 37 points. You can't see it, it's down here. Out of 100, so he's in bad shape. But hey, you found a new route to Yada Whatsits. Okay, plan. So we can't go here, I guess. No, we can go this path. A monastic caravan departs. That's the only path out. A monastic caravan to Yada... whatever. Yeah, all other routes are closed. Then it'll be fine, because now... Let's go to the market first and foremost. Wait, how many... I didn't check to see them, what boxes we could have. If I have to sell something, I have to sell something. Fine. Did I have to sell something? How many... Three suitcases. 3 suitcases limit. We're gonna be fine. This is why traveling light is so good. Because then you don't have to deal with the amount of luggage you have. Anyways, we can afford an hotel now. We have 900 something pounds. Nighttime in Chittagong was not quiet. As soon as the sun went down, the streets echoed with shouts and cries, the stirring of revolution. Uh-oh. But there was no choice except to explore. We needed options to leave. The streets were in chaos, though through a screen of grey smoke and terror. I saw a young man pick up a stone and throw it. At one of the British officers. The officer slumped over and quick as thought his companion raised his revolver and shot the boy. The boy's mother, sister screamed and the crowd erupted. I saw nothing but the revolver-wielding officer's face. He was but a boy himself, lips bloodless, eyes wide with horror, even as he shook out his revolver and loaded another round into the chamber. Someone knocked me from behind, and I spun about, looking into the face of a man in a white kurta about to bring the butt of an antique-looking matchlock rifle down on the unprotected neck of a British soldier. I leapt forward to save the man, pushing him clear of the rifle butt. He rolled with a natural athleticism, and while I was still untangling my limbs, he managed to stagger to his feet and shoot his assailant in the stomach. Oh dear me. It was unbearably gruesome, and I will readily admit that I may never eat rare steak again. The soldier seized me about the shoulders and pulled me to my feet. No time to daydream, boyo, he advised, in a lilting Welsh accent. He shoved through the crowd with no little violence. Stay close. As a repayment for saving his life, the soldier, who introduced himself as Llewellyn, escorted me back to my lodgings. Welsh indeed. I saved the Welshman. I made the right choice, didn't I, TARDIS? Looks like you're going to be here for a while, he remarked. The railway's burned, and we'll be closing the port and setting up pickets to catch the revolutionaries. But we must leave, I insisted. In a hurry, are you? He scratched his beard. My regiment's lighting out for Impal for reinforcements. I suppose you can come with us, if you are in a tearing rush. I thanked him profusely and dusted myself off with fastidious thoroughness before giving my report of the day's events to Monsieur Fogg. Okay, so we found a new route to Impal. We found an option. Of course, that is a very different adventure, by the way. I don't think I want to take that adventure. It's a very dark and grim one. And I want to head down to Rangoon anyways. So I'm sorry, we're not going to follow the Welshman. I mean, he already shot someone in the stomach, so, you know. I don't think any of this will read... Well... You never know, it might have value somewhere. Let's buy everything. Worst case, I can just sell the items. It all ends in tears when you come crawling back, perhaps so. Oh yeah, we were supposed to leave today. Let's go. With a monastic caravan. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but it'll be fine. Yeah, Impal doesn't really go in the direction we want. The reason you want that route is because sometimes this monastic caravan isn't available. That's why you want that route as an emergency. Anyways, the British army had closed down Chittagong's port and set up pickets which prevented travelers from leaving the city. Luckily for us, the colonial governor had made an exception for monks on their way to the Burmese royal capital of Yadanabon for the 5th Buddhist Synod. A sensible decision, given the uprising. Interfering with the peaceful monks' religious practice would only inflame the unrest further, and perhaps even push tense British relations with the Kingdom of Burma into yet another war. Uncharacteristically, it was my master rather than I who had convinced the monks to grant us passage with them. I confess myself surprised by the magnificence of their transport. A small fleet of carriages drawn by pairs of gilded leogryphs, chinths, which belched steam from their jaws. I glanced at my master as we settled into our seats. We will travel in style, I remarked. A dry laugh interrupted whatever response Monsieur Fogg was about to make as a Burmese monk of middle years climbed in. The carriages were sent by the King of Burma. They do not belong to us, he explained. We began to jolt our way out of the city. We own no material goods. A very generous king, I remarked, being rather suspicious of kings in general, and kingly generosity in particular. I mean, we are French. He is, the monk agreed affably, and then settled into a meditative silence. And so, with such conversation, we left the burning town of Chittagong behind us. At least we escaped. Let's converse. Greetings, Mademoiselle la Driver. Talk about Yadabon. I want Yadabon to Rangoon. Good, we can get that way. Rangoon to Singapore. Oh, she didn't want to talk more. That's fine, we found a way to get to Rangoon, which means I can sell more items in Rangoon. Monsieur Fogg's health is now at 41 points. Hopefully he'll be okay. The monks in our carriage began to chant in Sanskrit as the sun moved across the sky. I tried to stopper my ears with my socks. No. There are some options. Listened, captivated by the sound. Oh, that only fell quiet when our carriage drew to a halt in the royal city of Yadanabon, overlooked by the hill of Mandalay. That actually improved Fogg's health down here, by the way. So that was the good choice. He approved. Fair enough, TARDIS. I mean, we already lost the footwear, so gotta keep our socks. Yeah, his health is down here. His portrait is, that's his face down there, and his health is at the bottom. Which goes up and down, but it's usually not a big deal. There are only 2 cases where its health is a really big deal. And that requires 2 specific paths, so... And I didn't think about that before stream, and I tried to move my camera earlier and I couldn't actually find the darn setting. And I don't want to spend too much time doing it, it's not that important. At least I hope not. I'll keep you posted if things go really badly. Anyways, we have arrived at Yadanabon. We can't explore, we can't go to the bank. We can plan our journey to Rangoon tomorrow at 9 AM. Hide Shint for £64, that's what we want to do. So tonight all we can do is sleep in Yadanabon. Yadanabon was thronged with Buddhist monks and believers who had flooded the city to attend the 5th Buddhist Synod. They meditated, conversed, and drank endless cups of tea in the many free travelers' shelters, zayats, of the royal capital. I went looking for transportation, locating a rack of chintz for hire outside one of the zayats. Where do you head? I asked, and the driver shrugged. South or north? Where to? Pangzhou, Rangoon, he shrugged. Where do you want to go? London. Sure, we want to go to London. He nodded. That's quite far. Indeed so, I replied, and I turned to leave when the smell of cooking distracted me. I approached and fell into conversation with one of the cooks in a nearby zayat, who was stirring a vast pot of glass noodles in chicken broth, flavored with lime leaves and coconut. Aren't Buddhists vegetarian? I inquired, watching her add sliced up roast pork to her cooking pot. What? She looked at me blankly. We are followers of the Theravada school. The monks are only forbidden to consume the flesh of the human, elephant, horse, dog, cat, lion, tiger, bear, leopard, and slug. Do slugs even have flesh? I asked weakly. Are you questioning the Buddha? She sighed heavily. Now, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to help me serve this meal? Of course, madame. We fed perhaps 50 monks and travelers over the next hour. It was hard labor, but at the end of it, I felt a true spirit of camaraderie. The cook gave me 2 bowls of flavoursome noodle broth as reward, and I took them home to my master. A nourishing meal was not something to be turned down on our travels. Well, that was good. So we found a new route to the Pangzhou Pass, but we're going to go south. We're not going to explore because the journey is about to go anyways. Though... Okay. I'm trying to remember. There might be some worth in exploring in Yadanabon. But no, we'll pass. Because I don't want to lose more travel days. Let's embark. But there are options. That's why exploring in every city is kind of a good thing, because you're gonna get more experiences that way. And I vaguely recall there being something special up there, but anyways. We hired a chint driver to take us into Rangoon. The woman drove in silence, perhaps determined to maintain a professional relationship. Clearly, she had never encountered a passenger quite like Monsieur Fogg before. Fair enough, let's converse. Ah, it's with Fogg, that's fine. Give him the wool trousers, the shortbread biscuits, dates and figs. The reason I'm giving him those items is because that improves his health. His health is now all the way up to 63 points. So he's doing well. We arrived without incident into Rangoon as the sun was setting. Of course, everything is closed, unfortunately. We'll spend a night at the hotel. That set us back quite a bit of money, actually. Rangoon still bore the marks of its capture at the hands of the British in the last Anglo-Burmese War. But in the following decade, King Pagan had transformed from a bloodthirsty tyrant to a statesman capable of recapturing Rangoon, crushing a rebellion by his British sympathizing half-brother, and winning the love of his people. A feat of not inconsiderable diplomacy and cunning, Her Majesty's government had been utterly flummoxed by the reversal of fortune in the region, and Burma had become something of a national shame in the London press. I had taken a mere 2 steps from the veranda of our lodgings when an enormous shadow darkened the street. Uh-oh. There was a grinding shriek and hot breath. And then I was seized in a great iron claw. Oh, it was here. I thought it was up in the other city. Anyways. I went limp. Wasn't that the correct response when faced by a rampaging automaton? Or perhaps I was thinking of a bear. The ground fell away in a dizzying rush. The automaton was not flying precisely, but rather leaping with a powerful bunching of hydraulics and gears. With 3 powerful jumps, the creature scaled a nearby temple and deposited me at the very top of the pagoda. I dared a look at my captor, only to find myself similarly scrutinized by a pair of jewel-faceted predator's eyes. The automaton was an enormous gilded iron lion, with a heartbreakingly human porcelain face and torso. Its mane was made of strands of uncut rubies, glimmering like blood in the river-washed sun. Of its teeth, the less said the better. Suffice to say, I was quite discomfited to be clinging to the very tip of a pagoda's tower, mere inches from its jaws. I am Manusia, it said, in a grating rumble, and you are in my city, Jean Passepartout. You know my name? I demanded, my distaste for my Christian name overriding my fear. I know every creature that comes here. I am the protector of this city. I know the whys and hows of every creature that passes through my domain. But your purpose is a mystery. We are going around the world, I declared, but with far less than my usual gusto, aware as I was of the long drop which awaited me if I chose my words without care. The world is a dangerous place, Manusia said, grinding its iron teeth in a horrible smile. And you Europeans only make it more so, wherever you go. You are a watchdog of the king, I suggested, like the synth who sits in front of a temple. Manusia shook his blank human face from side to side in a clatter of rubies. I am an imperial advisor to King Pagan, and no simple collection of gears and levers. I could scarcely believe Manusia's calm philosophical discourse, but I insisted. Who is your master? I am an imperial advisor, Manusia emphasized. I have no master but myself, and possibly Buddha. You are free? I am, more free than my oil-blooded, steam-driven, iron-bodied brethren, the automaton allowed. And so I am in a position to uplift them. And join my city, Jean Passepartout. But when you leave, you will go to Pangsao Pass. Okay. But there is no route that way. There will be. It seized me in its warm paw once more, and leapt to the street in one heart-stopping bound. By the time I had finished shaking, Manusia was gone, his last ambiguous words echoing in my head. I wondered how much of the Kingdom of Burma's recent change of fortune could be ascribed to the protector of Rangoon. I wondered whether the people of Burma would one day proclaim themselves subjects of an automaton king. I wondered if he would truly be worse than a monarch of flesh and blood. I wondered many other things best left unvoiced. Uh-oh. So we've been commanded to go to the Pangsao Pass. Do we oblige? Let's explore, by the way. So we have an option to get away. You almost have to? Okay, fine. I went out to explore the streets of Rangoon during the hot midday sun like a fool, but could not shake the strange prickling sensation of being watched. Fair enough, TARDIS. I explored further in the shade, taking in the gilded pagodas lush fountains and busy temples of the thriving city. So I was trying to follow the normal path though, you know, the story path in the novels. But there's no path from here to Singapore or from there to further onwards, because I went past Chittagong. So I can't really go that path anymore. I might find a way to Hong Kong, possibly, but through the Pang Sao Pass. But anyways, market first. This thing makes a lot of money here, right? Yeah. No way, valuable here? Yeah, sell it here. That's valuable here, yeah. Worth 2,000. There we go, we got money. Oh, there's a hat available. And Buddha's tooth. Oh, come on. Surviving tooth of Buddha. Auckland and Beijing. More Beijing stuff. That's Singapore. We're not going to get to Singapore. I gotta have the Panama hat. And gloves, that's fine. And the Buddha's tooth. That seems like something you want, right? I actually didn't check to see... How do I get up there? Departs at 8 AM tomorrow. With 14... Okay, that's fine then. Well, we were ordered to go there, so... And the only other route I have is... to Batavia. Yeah, there's no route from here to Singapore, unfortunately. Okay. Pang Sao Pass we go. That's tomorrow. Unless I want to... I don't think we're gonna be going through Beijing. That's very far north. Keep in mind, Wownette, usually when you have long distances that are cheap, there's a catch. I mean, the journey from Calcutta to Chittagong was £9. But you were trapped in Chittagong, right? So, there's a reason why some of the paths are cheaper than others. Anyways, we're not gonna be doing anything other than spending a night here. So, spend a night, that's gonna improve Fogg's health slightly. As night fell, I attended to Monsieur Fogg. Let's just boost his health. Providing him with clipped moustaches with the hopes he would have a restorative night. He's back up to 74 points of health. Good. So now it's morning, depart. We'll do as the mechanical thing told us. We'll travel all the way to Pang Sao Pass. Aboard a Garuda.